Have you ever found yourself working incredibly hard? I mean, really putting in all the effort, yet somehow you're just not getting what you want.
Hmm.
Perhaps it even feels like you're getting the opposite of what you desire, while, other people seem to achieve success almost effortlessly.
Yeah, like they found some secret cheat code to life or something. It's a really common and honestly pretty frustrating experience.
It really is. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why does abundance seem to flow so easily for some, while others are just constantly struggling?
Well, our deep dive today suggests the answer might lie in a place you maybe haven't fully explored. Understanding and, crucially, intentionally using the immense power of your own subconscious mind.
That's exactly what we're getting into today. We're taking a deep dive into the timeless wisdom of Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Great book. Foundational stuff.
Absolutely. Our mission here is to really unpack the profound insights from this book and give you, our listener, 6 practical, genuinely life-changing ideas.
Ideas designed to help unlock success, financial well-being, and that sense of inner harmony we're all looking for.
We'll explore how your inner world fundamentally shapes your outer reality. We've got some surprising facts and really actionable wisdom that could, well, truly change how you interact with your own mind.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to start at the beginning. The first key idea, the first takeaway, is all about the fundamental difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind.
Right. And Murphy has this fantastic analogy to help visualize it. Think of your conscious mind as the captain of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
They're up there on the bridge, they see the horizon, they're making all the big strategic decisions, controlling the ship's direction, they've got the big picture.
And then down below, you've got the engineers in the engine room, that's your subconscious mind. They control the engines, the instruments, they execute every single command the captain gives.
Okay.
But here's the key part. They don't know where the ship is going. They just follow orders. They obey without question.
Without question.
Yeah.
Even bad orders.
Exactly. Even if the captain mistakenly gives an order to steer straight onto the rocks, the engineers will just do it. Their job is to execute, not to judge or argue.
Wow. So our conscious mind is the captain of our body, our environment.
Yep. And the subconscious. It accepts orders based purely on what your conscious mind believes and accepts as true. It doesn't filter, it doesn't judge if thoughts are good or bad, true or false. It just responds.
It just responds according to the nature of the thought.
Precisely. Another really good analogy he uses is thinking of your subconscious like fertile soil.
Okay.
Whatever seed you plant, rose seed, weed seed, doesn't matter, the soil will grow it. It doesn't prioritize, it just grows what's planted. Your subconscious is just like that. It takes you at your word, almost literally.
Which brings up something really critical. Your subconscious mind doesn't get jokes or sarcasm.
Not at all. It takes you at your word. Murphy gives some, well, pretty striking examples, like under hypnosis. If a hypnotist tells someone a glass of water is actually full of pepper, their subconscious accepts it, and they might literally start sneezing.
Or if they're told they're a cat or a dog.
They could genuinely start acting like one. Because the subconscious lacks that ability to argue or dispute, it just accepts the suggestion.
That's incredible. And it shows why seemingly harmless phrases can be so damaging.
Exactly, like repeatedly telling yourself, oh, I can't afford that, whether it's a car, a vacation, a house.
Yeah, we all do that sometimes.
But your subconscious hears that as a direct command. I can't afford it. Okay, order received. And then it works to make that your reality, manifesting experiences of lack.
And then you end up blaming external circumstances, right? The economy, your boss.
Never realizing you might have inadvertently programmed that lack through your own consistent thoughts. Powerful stuff.
Really powerful. Okay, so understanding that our subconscious takes us literally, especially with limiting beliefs like I can't afford it, that leads us straight into the second big insight from Murphy. Your fundamental right to be rich, to have abundance, and crucially, overcoming the common mental roadblocks that stop it.
Yeah, the book makes a pretty bold claim here. It says it's not just okay, but actually very good to be rich.
That feels almost countercultural sometimes.
It can, yeah. But the analogy is powerful. Just like free-flowing blood is vital for physical health, the free circulation of money is vital for economic health. Poverty, from this viewpoint, is almost like a mental illness.
A mental illness, that's strong.
It is, but the point is, if money isn't circulating freely in your life, it indicates something's fundamentally wrong in your thinking and your mental state.
Okay, so if wealth is our right, why do so many of us struggle? Murphy points to 3 key emotional blocks. The first one, Envy.
Ooh, yes.
Envy.
And the author shares a really relatable story from his youth.
Tell me.
He and his friends used to see this young guy driving a really expensive car, and instantly, consumed by envy, they'd start making negative assumptions.
Like what?
Oh, he must have done something illegal, or why do arrogant guys like that get luxury cars and we don't? That kind of thing.
That little voice of resentment?
Yeah.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, isn't it?
It really is. But Murphy's insight here is stark. Entertaining envious thoughts is devastating. It literally puts you in a negative position and causes wealth to flow away from you.
You lose what you condemn.
Exactly. You can't attract what you criticize or envy. He uses this image, imagine wealth, as something you want to connect with. If you approach it with criticism, judgment, envy, it's going to recoil.
But if you approach it with appreciation, positive energy.
It's drawn to you. The core lesson is, the thought you hold about another person's success is your thought. It creates your experience. What you suggest about them, you're actually suggesting about yourself.
That's a mind bender.
It is. And the author describes his own shift learning to genuinely celebrate others' success, seeing it as proof it's possible, thinking, hey, if they can do it, I can too. That's the constructive approach.
A huge mental shift.
Yeah.
Okay, so envy is one block. What's the second reason Murphy says people struggle?
This one might surprise you. Trying too hard. Excessive effort.
Trying too hard, how can that be bad?
Think about walking on a plank of wood. If it's flat on the floor, easy peasy, right?
Sure.
Now imagine that same plank is suspended 50 meters up between two buildings.
Right.
Suddenly, your conscious desire to walk across conflicts powerfully with your imagination screaming, "You'll fall!"
Yeah, my palms are sweating just thinking about it.
Right. And the harder you try, the more effort you put into consciously conquering that fear-based imagination, the stronger the idea of falling actually becomes.
So the effort backfires.
Precisely. It's like the don't think of a green hippo idea. The moment you try not to think about it,
All you see is a green hippo.
exactly. Your subconscious always responds to the dominant idea. And if excessive effort fuels the idea of failure, well, failure is often what you get.
Okay, I can see that. Like blanking on an exam you studied hard for.
Perfect example. You know the stuff, but the pressure, the trying too hard to recall, it just blocks everything. Then later, when you relax, poof, the answers come back.
Because the mental pressure is off.
Right. The mistake was trying to force it. So the solution Murphy proposes is actually relaxation. Don't force the subconscious. The effortless way is better.
Effortless. How?
Know what the end result looks like. See it clearly. And crucially, feel the happiness, the relief, the joy of already having achieved it. Feeling and imagination, those are the keys.
Feeling and imagination, not brute force effort.
Exactly. And the author's own story about hitting a financial goal really brings this home.
Oh yeah, the real estate thing.
That's the one. He had this specific money goal and he was trying super hard to make it happen through his YouTube channel, but just hitting walls.
Right, focused effort, but it wasn't working.
Then these unexpected real estate opportunities kept popping up. At first he resisted, thinking they were distractions from his main plan.
Trying to stick to the original effort.
Yep. But there was this persistent nudge, this feeling, so he decided to let go of forcing the YouTube thing and just explore these other possibilities effortlessly, almost.
And what happened?
The outcome was, well, pretty astonishing. He quickly closed a property deal, and the profit. It almost perfectly matched his original financial goal. Actually, it slightly exceeded it.
Wow, so the goal manifested, just not in the way he was trying to make it happen.
Exactly. It highlights trusting your subconscious, delegating the how to it, and being open to unexpected solutions, like going to a doctor, you explain the problem, you don't dictate the specific medicine, you trust their expertise.
Delegate and trust.
Oh, what?
Let go of the excessive effort.
Got it.
Okay, so we have envy, trying too hard. What's a third major obstacle?
Equal rise here. Fear.
Fear, the big one.
Yep. Murphy points out that even if you're doing affirmations, positive statements, visualizations, if fear thoughts follow right after, they can completely neutralize the positive work.
It's like taking one step forward and two steps back.
Kind of. He uses the analogy of a taxi driver. Imagine getting in a taxi, giving your home address, but then every few hundred meters, you change your mind and give a different destination.
The driver would be totally confused. You'd never get anywhere.
Exactly. With your subconscious, you need clarity. A clear idea of what you want and a definite decision that a solution exists, that success is possible. The idea that gets the most focused, unwavering attention is the one that manifests.
So if your dominant thoughts before, say, an interview or an exam are soaked in fear of failure,
That fear often creates the very experience you're dreading. The dominant thought wins.
Okay, so how do we conquer fear then? Is there a technique?
There is, and it's brilliant because it uses that power of imagination we just talked about. Let's say you're afraid of swimming.
Okay.
Murphy suggests sitting quietly for 5–10 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 times a day. Get really relaxed, then vividly imagine yourself swimming.
Just imagine it.
But feel it too. Feel the coolness of the water, the movement of your arms and legs. See yourself enjoying it, confident. This isn't just idle daydreaming.
What's happening then?
What you consistently experience in your imagination sinks deep into your subconscious. It starts building the feeling, the inner reality of being a confident swimmer. It creates the joy and confidence that will then naturally surface when you actually get in the water.
So you're pre-paving the experience with positive feeling.
Exactly. You're replacing the dominant idea of fear with a dominant idea of joyful success, felt vividly in your imagination. And this works for any fear, public speaking, interviews, anything.
That's incredibly practical. Okay, so we've talked about blocks. Now let's really focus on the creation side, our third insight. How to visualize your goals effectively.
Yes, building right on that last point, the easiest, most direct way to visualize is to see your goal vividly in your mind's eye, as if it's already real, already happening.
See it before it exists? Is that really possible?
Well, think about it. The computer or phone you might be listening on right now, someone saw that in their mind, probably in incredible detail, long before it was a physical object.
Oh, good point.
You know the old saying, don't count your chickens before they hatch? Murphy kind of flips that. He says, humans absolutely can count their chickens, mentally speaking. An architect sees the entire finished building in their mind before one brick is laid.
Right. You wouldn't just start piling bricks randomly hoping something nice appears.
You'd call the police if a builder did that. So visualizing isn't just possible, it's often the necessary first step in any creation.
And Murphy suggests specific times are best for this.
Yes, right before you fall asleep or just after meditation.
Why then?
Because in that relaxed, sleepy, almost trance-like state, the conscious mind's usual chatter and resistance quiets down. There's less conflict between what you want and your current reality.
So the subconscious is more receptive then.
Much more. It makes it easier for the subconscious to accept your visualized goal and start working on it without interference. Plus, you're giving it clear instructions for the night shift.
Night shift.
Your subconscious never sleeps. It's always active, controlling your heartbeat, digestion, hair growth, everything. It processes information and works on problems while you sleep. Think of Tesla, Einstein, they famously used sleep to find solutions.
Leveraging that downtime. Clever.
Yeah.
Okay, which leads us neatly into insight number 4. How to receive guidance from your subconscious. Tapping into that inner wisdom for answers.
Exactly. When you're stuck on a difficult decision or a problem, the first step is to approach it constructively. That means thinking about the solution, not dwelling on the problem, and doing it without fear or worry.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True. But Murphy says true thinking is inherently free from fear, and he offers a simple technique.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, quiet your mind, still your body. Tell your body to relax. Consciously relax. Then, gently focus your thoughts on the solution to your problem. Try to figure it out consciously first. Give it your best logical shot.
Makes sense.
After that, shift gears. Try to feel the happiness, the relief, the sense of yes you would have if the perfect answer was already yours. Really let your mind playfully soak in that positive feeling.
Feel the answer before you have it.
Yes. And then just drift off to sleep.
And wake up with the answer.
Sometimes, but not always immediately. If the answer isn't clear when you wake up, don't stress about it. Get busy with something else entirely. Often the answer will just pop into your mind later when you're preoccupied.
Like in the shower or driving.
Exactly. The key, Murphy stresses, is persistence. Repeat the process if needed. Keep believing the answer will come and keep feeling the joy of having it in advance.
How does this guidance usually show up?
It often comes as a hunch, an inner knowing, maybe a strong gut feeling, urging you to do something specific, even if it doesn't make logical sense.
Like the author's lost ring story.
Perfect example. He used this technique, kept repeating the process, and got this totally unexpected hunch to ask his young neighbor, Robert.
Who logically had nothing to do with it.
Right. Conscious mind said, that's silly. But he trusted the hunch, asked the boy, and sure enough, Robert had found the ring days before and just put it on his table.
Wow. Trust the hunch.
Uh-huh.
Okay, moving on to something many people struggle with. Insight 5. How to use the subconscious mind for forgiveness.
This is such a liberating concept. Think about how life itself operates. Life constantly forgives you.
How do you mean?
Well, you cut your finger, what happens?
But he heals.
You burn your hand.
New skin grows.
Exactly. Life holds no grudges, no resentment. It constantly renews, restores, forgives. But we humans, we often hold on to guilt for years over past mistakes or cling to resentment towards others.
Yeah, we replay things endlessly.
We do. But here's a fascinating biological fact Murphy brings up. Every single cell in your body replaces itself roughly every 11 months. Physically and psychologically, you're essentially reborn every 11 months.
So the me from a year ago isn't even technically me anymore.
Cellularly speaking, no. Which offers a radical way to look at forgiveness. If you're still beating yourself up for something you did years ago, you're literally punishing a different person. The cells that make up you today weren't there then.
That's wild.
Isn't it? Ask yourself, knowing what you know now, would you make that same mistake today? Probably not. So why keep suffering for the actions of a past self who is, in a very real sense, no longer here? Forgive that dead person and move on.
Forgive the dead person. That's powerful.
Yeah.
It reframes self-forgiveness completely.
It really does. Okay, final insight, number 6. This ties everything together beautifully. How to use the subconscious mind for healing.
Healing the body.
Yes. Think of your subconscious mind like the master watchmaker who designed and built your body.
Okay.
If you built a complex watch and it broke, you'd know exactly how to fix it, right?
Right.
Your subconscious created your body. It has the innate blueprint and wisdom to heal and restore all its vital functions.
It runs everything automatically, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Heartbeat, breathing.
Precisely. Awake or asleep, it manages incredibly complex processes without any conscious effort from you. Your conscious mind can't operate those systems. But, and this is crucial, it can interfere with them.
Interfere? How? Imagine putting someone who's never flown a plane in the pilot's seat. They can't fly it, but they can definitely mess things up, distract the actual pilot, cause problems.
Right.
In the same way, negative products of the conscious mind worry, anxiety, fear, depression, act like that untrained person. They interfere with the harmonious functioning of your heart, lungs, stomach, immune system. Stress disrupts the subconscious mind's natural healing ability.
So our thoughts can literally make us sick or prevent healing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the solution when you feel physically or mentally out of sorts? Murphy says, let go, relax, consciously slow down those racing, worried thoughts.
Easier said than done, again.
It takes practice. He advises guarding the door of your conscious mind like a bodyguard. Be vigilant about the thoughts and ideas you allow in. Focus on letting in only the positive ones: harmony, health, peace, abundance. Because what you feed the conscious mind sinks into the subconscious.
Exactly. And when you consistently feed your subconscious life-affirming, positive thoughts, all your bodily functions tend to improve. Keep your conscious mind busy, expecting the best.
Expecting the best and feeling it.
Yes. Imagine the happy ending, the solution to whatever problem you face, and feel the thrill, the relief, the joy of it being accomplished. Remember, the feeling of health produces health. The feeling of wealth produces wealth.
Feeling is the secret sauce.
It really is. Your subconscious accepts what you feel to be true. The dominant idea, the one you give the most feeling and focus to, always wins. So make sure that dominant idea is health, harmony, and abundance, not sickness, discord, or lack.
Wow. We've covered so much ground today unpacking these 6 huge ideas from Joseph Murphy.
Yeah, the difference between the minds, overcoming envy, effort, and fear, the power of visualization, getting guidance, forgiveness, and healing. It's a lot.
But the core message seems incredibly consistent, doesn't it? The immense power of your inner world, your thoughts, and especially your feelings.
Absolutely. Understanding that your subconscious mind is this incredibly powerful, non-judgmental servant, constantly taking orders from your conscious thoughts and feelings. That's the game changer.
So the call to action for you, our listeners, pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Start working with this power intentionally.
Yeah. Start today. Pay attention to your thoughts. Guard that mental door. Choose your feelings deliberately. Visualize what you desire with real conviction and positive emotion.
We genuinely believe you'll be astonished, truly astonished by the results that start showing up in your life when you do this consistently.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. We sincerely wish you not just financial prosperity, which is great, but also that deep inner harmony, vibrant health, and real joy on your journey.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Believe in the extraordinary power locked within your own mind, within your thoughts and feelings. Until next time.